My pops, he can't tell me nothing about being a father. He can't tell me, I'm sorry, he can't tell me nothing about it. Only thing he could tell me is that I wish I did better. Of course, I love social media, I love all this other stuff, but I love battle rap. I'm not gonna lie. I watch battle rap probably more than like the average. Like I kind of fell off a little bit lately just because ain't nobody cold right now. But like OG Smack URL, like you can't tell me nothing about that era battle rap. Battle rap fan, one of my favorite battle rappers is Tsu Surf. When he came out, I was like, this nigga's cold. And then he blew up, he got famous. I done listened to all the freestyles, I done listened to all the Hot 97s, I done listened to the interviews. I was sad when he got locked up. Weird parallel, but the day he got shot is my birthday. So when he dropped 725, like I had that on spin. Like there's not a bigger Tsu Surf fan than me. So it's bittersweet to see that, you know what I'm saying, people in the culture, people on the internet are kind of like bashing him for some of his comments. But that's what we're gonna talk about today. So we gonna watch the video and have our own take and give our opinion about some of the things that he said on his Hot 97 interview, with him sharing his story. For some reason is divisive and I don't know why. But before we get into all of that, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share the video, share it with everybody you know so that they know that that's what we do here. All right, so the caption at the top says, Tsu Surf says it took people serving long prison sentences to tell him prison ain't it, and it's better off being a square for him to finally understand.
I ain't telling nobody to go slide, because you'll be a fucking fool. Like, I'm a hard-headed person. Like, I tell all the time, like, my pops are square. Never really was into nothing.
Right.
So he couldn't tell me nothing. You don't know what it's like to have ops. You don't know what it's like to get
Hold on. So let's stop right here. He said a lot without saying a lot. So normally, as men, I'm only talking to the men right now. Ladies, y'all can listen too, but you know, I'm gonna keep it real. As men, one of the most important aspects of your life, um, and the most important advice you can get is 9 times out of 10 gonna be from your father. Because your dad, your pops, whatever you call him, he's gonna be the one that can tell you, look, this is what I did, and this is where I messed up. This is what you should do. This is what you should not do. So what Surf is saying is that my daddy, my father, could not tell me what to do because he couldn't tell me, hey, son, you need to get out the streets. Hey, son, you don't need to be here anymore because the stuff that Surf was into, his dad couldn't fathom and he couldn't understand. So how could he tell me to stop in his life when he don't live, ain't never been close to living a life, ain't never got boomed like and had to figure out how to survive that type of lifestyle. So how can he tell me anything? I agree, but I don't agree. Okay, I see why people are upset now. I see why people are upset. All right, here's my take on this real quick. Just from based off what he said. I think that anybody who's older than you, significantly older than you, let's just say 5+ years. And in college, of course, somebody who's a sophomore could tell a freshman a lot, right? So anybody who's had more life experiences than you, they can teach you something. You know what I mean? So with this, right? He's saying my daddy couldn't tell me nothing. I I don't want to try to put words in his mouth. I don't want to try to justify what he's saying. But it sounds like he's talking about when he's like knee deep in the trenches, his dad calling him like, yo, son, you gotta chill. It's okay to let it go. But like he don't want you in, like, and that's the other thing about, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, I don't want to hold that thought. But when he's saying that, he's telling his dad is telling him, yo, you gotta stop doing this, you gotta stop doing that. And he's like, Dad, you don't know what I've been through. You ain't never been a piece of nothing what I've been through. Like, and that's the thing with Tsu Surf, his story is like public, you know what I'm saying? You know, he been out there, he been sliding, he been in the streets since he was like 12, 13 years old. You know, he built the crib. Like everybody knows his story, and if you don't know, just go look it up. I ain't gonna put all his business out there. But what I will say is that, and it's gonna bring me to the point that I was like, hold that thought. When you are in that lifestyle, the thing about jail and gangs and guns and that lifestyle, once you in, it's really hard to get out for a couple reasons. One is that once you in that lifestyle, the money is fast. You make a lot of money, be around a lot of shit. That like that lifestyle, it's very fast. Like you just don't know. Like life hits you real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Like it hits you really fast. I'm not telling you what somebody told me. I'm telling you what I know. So when you live in that lifestyle, it's very easy for somebody on the outside to be like, hey man, you gotta stop. Hey, you gotta chill. Just stop doing that. Just go get a job. But you can't, especially when you go to jail. So once you go to jail, they got you in there institutionalized. They tell you to get to learn something when you in there. But then every job when you get out, they don't hire felons. So you get out, you might have a kid, you got bills, you trying to get out and be a functional human in society and try to be a normal person, for lack of better words, right? But how are you going to do that when nobody's willing to hire you? Nobody's willing to give you a chance for a job that has any substance, any value. Yeah, I'm sure there's a factory out there that'll hire you, but what? They pay $7.25 an hour? On one hand, you could say, well, hey, look, you deserve that. You shouldn't have been doing illegal things. But on the other hand, if you don't grow up in street culture, don't talk about street culture. Because sometimes when you grow up in the streets, that's all you see. That's all you know. There's nothing else out there. Straight up. Like I'm just keeping it a bean. For Surf, he grew up clearly somewhere where that's all you see. The money, the drugs, the cars, the gun, the shootouts, like all of that stuff is around him, and it's a part of your everyday life. And it takes for you to not be in that stuff no more, for you to realize that this is not normal. I'm gonna share an experience with y'all. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. The day I went to college, I'm gonna be vulnerable. I'm gonna be a little vulnerable with y'all, and that's okay. The day I went to college and I left, that was the most, that was the roughest week of my life. Why? Not because um college was too hard, college was difficult, not because I ain't have my friends, I ain't have my homies, all like my cousins, my people I used to run around and shit with. It's none of that. It's literally because it was too quiet, and I never experienced that in my life. It was so quiet. I didn't hear no train tracks. I didn't hear no ambulance. I didn't hear no fire trucks. I didn't hear no gunshots. I didn't hear none of that. So it takes you a very long time to get used to that. It took me forever. Like I'm like, why is it so quiet? Because when you grow up in that, in the streets, in the street culture, when it's so quiet, that means something bad is about to happen. Facts. And if y'all don't understand that, I can't do nothing for you. I'm not glorifying it. I'm not saying it because it's sexy. I'm not saying none of that. But what I am telling you is that that's the reality. And so when Surf has been in the streets and doing all the street shit his whole life, and you know what I'm saying, and he's in a part of that culture, it's very easy for somebody on the outside who is a civilian, who don't do nothing, ain't never did nothing. It's very easy for them to tell you, oh, stop doing that, versus somebody who never lived that life. Like it's very complicated. It's extremely complicated. So on one hand, I agree kind of with what Surf is saying. Like I understand what he's saying. I get what he's saying. But on the other hand, I don't agree with what he's saying. Right? And we gotta keep it a bean. Surf, you can always learn something from somebody who has more experiences than you at all times. It don't got to be your pops. I'm glad you learned the lesson while you were locked up and you learned it from lifers. I'm glad you learned it from somebody. I'm glad it was figured out. I'm glad it was understood. But You can always learn something from somebody, and they don't have to be older than you. They don't have to have more life experience. I know I said that before, but having more life experiences helps. But being able to see something from somebody else's point of view can sometimes save your life. I'm not gonna lie. It can sometimes save you as a person. And you know, younger people than me, younger people than Surf, because I'm younger than Surf, but younger people in general have a different perspective on how they see life because they ain't have to go through a lot of this shit. So they can give you like, well, why don't you just do this or do it like this? Or, there's all different types of ways where, being influential by somebody else or just learning something, picking up the pieces to incorporate something from somebody else is it can help you. It can always help. So there 100%. I'm glad he learned a lesson. But my advice to Surf is this: like, you can always learn something from somebody. Your daughter, like, respect, shout out to you. Your daughter can teach you a lot of things about this world. Like, just talk to her. She'll be able to teach you a lot. Um, yeah. Let's keep going.
Shot. You don't know about PTSD.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't know about like the prosecutor, the ops. You don't know about none of that shit. When you get to jail and them niggas with triple life.
What he's talking about is the mindset. You don't know about the mindset that now that I'm in this life, I'm here. You don't know what it takes for me to stay locked in. I have to stay in this mindset while I'm out here doing what I'm doing, because if I don't, I won't be here no more. So he locked in. And this comes with not understanding, sometimes who you are as a person, right? Like this Tsu Surf. Why are you running around sliding with the little homies? Because you got to prove a point and show, like, look, I'm big bro, and I'm going to show y'all I'm big bro. This is why I do what I do. Same thing with Geechee Gotti. He's in the situation that he's in because he running around like, I'm Geechee Gotti. I'm big bro. I'm going to show y'all why I'm big bro. And it takes for you to have somebody around you who's lived that life, somebody locked up for life, who be like, who's you could consider bigger bro, and be like, hey, little bro, like, or I ain't gonna call you little bro because I don't want to disrespect you, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, like, you ain't gotta live like, you don't have to. It's okay. Cause I wish I could take it back. What I did that got me in here for life.
Quadruple life, 27 with 68 years. Like, when the lifers start telling you, yo, this your ass, go home, get a job. I don't care if it's McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could call, like, lifers, I wish she got my jail phone. Like, wish the phone to ring. I put a nigga on the phone. He got triple life. He did all the gangster shit. He like, yo, go home, dog. I want to take my daughter to school. Nigga crying. Nigga sad.
My fault. There's a mosquito here and it's bothering me. Like, my eyes, like, I don't even think I got it. Hopefully it stay away, though. Like, get on.
I ain't had a visit in 22 years.
Damn.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like, once the real niggas start telling you, like, a killers told me that.
Right.
That shit weak, Surf. Go be a rapper. This what the gangsters telling me. This what the...
Again, I don't want to say hate, but it's sad that he learned the lesson from people who is like, you know what I'm saying? It took for him to have to be locked up and sat down for 4 years for him to learn the lesson. I hate that it had to be lifers that had to tell him the lesson, that it's okay to be a rapper. It's okay to just, you know what I'm saying? You already lived the life and like you're still breathing, you still living, and you still relatively young to turn it around. It's okay to live like that. But I'm glad he learned the lesson. I think a lot of people are so like, you dumb, you an idiot, like, why would you not listen to your dad? Man, shut up. You ain't never lived this life, so you don't understand. You ain't never lived a piece of nothing of what he's talking about. So shut up. We don't, what he's saying, what we need to be happy about is that he learned the lesson. And that lesson, we can apply that to anything in life. If you run around and you hopping from job to job to job, or you can't keep a job, or you got to keep going back to your mom's house, what is the lesson in that? So would it take for you to get the fired from your 5th job for you to learn the lesson that, like, look, I have to be stable, or I have to create a business or do something that will create something that will brand my future? that will create my future and keep me pushing moving forward? Did you learn the lesson? That's what's being missed. Fuck all the dumb shit. Did you learn the lesson? That's what we need to be worried about. That's my advice for today. That's my question for y'all today. Did you learn the lesson?
Life was telling me, like, a nigga from the street that's just on a Twitter and an Instagram account can't tell me what to do or how to live or how to step, or like real forever jail, like forever niggas that know the consequences.
Right.
You understand what I'm
that
saying?
know they're gonna die in there.
You can't tell me how to swim if you've never drowned.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It's so many men in there that's like never, for a man that's never going home.
Yeah, what you saying, like I said, you can't tell me about something that you've never been through. If you ain't never lived a piece or experience or life that I live, you can't tell me. You can't tell me. It sounds, like I said, it sounds good being like, yo, just do this, just do that. Yo, we're your fans. We appreciate you. It sounds good.
They tell you to go home and take your mother to dinner. Fuck the bitches surf. Yo, fuck the niggas surf. Like, and it's all like the story's cohesive.
Right.
Like it's
Right. If you did a survey, if you did a research,
go walk around to these. I don't care what color, what complexion, what
Right,
state,
right,
what
right.
gang. Ask them. And I'm a very vocal person, and I'm good with people. Like I never had a problem. Never been in
Right.
PC in jail. General pops. Every state, New York, New Jersey, PA, Detroit. Ask about me. Every state, general population. The consensus is I want to go home. I wish I didn't do what I did.
There you go. What he's saying is that for the most part, if you go to a prison, and I feel like this is obvious, if you told that person, hey, would you do what you did to get you locked up in here? Would you do it again? For the most part, they're going to tell you no. Now, there probably will be some people who, let's say their daughter got essayed, or their daughter got scraped, or their kids got murdered, or they kid and they felt that it was justified to take revenge, or the person got off, so they felt like they needed to handle it, take matters into their own hands. Those people probably wouldn't say that, but or maybe they would say, maybe they would, like, I had to do this to take care of my family, XYZ. I had to sell drugs to take care of my family. I had to do this. I had to do that. Some of these things, maybe they'll say no, but for most things, I'm sure they'll be like, yo, I wish I never did this.
Don't get me wrong. You gonna stumble across them cold-blooded, cold niggas that's gonna look into your face and say, he told on my brother I killed him.
right.
And his feet up in there. And I can respect that because he's comfortable with living with it. But
Right.
the average person in there is going to tell you, go the fuck home and be a square. And once I heard that, I'm like, oh, I quit.
Right.
That's cool. I'm cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it don't get no more. Your street credit only could get you so far.
It gets
so
you
far. Like, somebody.
Street cred gets you nowhere today. I'm telling you, street credibility, street cred, being a slider, none of that stuff matters in 2026. You want to know why? Because there's no big homies out here for real. It's a bunch of little homies outside running around doing everything. That's why it's a lot of stuff happening in the streets that, like, people getting hit who don't need to get hit. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. Truly, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. And the reason why it's happening is because there's no big homies. Like, there's nothing out here for you to protect. And honestly, when you go to jail, these people don't care about you no more. You there, maybe they'll care the first couple weeks or whatever, but after that, you on your own, mud. These people don't care. So at that point, you got to do what you got to do to protect yourself. So I quit. I quit. I can relate to. I quit. Now, I learned the lesson faster than Surf did, but that's okay. I learned the lesson. He learned the lesson, and that's okay. So I'm gonna be vulnerable with y'all again, one more time. I'm not gonna make this video much longer because this like half of the clip, but we've been going long enough, so it's all good. But I'm gonna be vulnerable with y'all real quick. My father, my biological pops, he ain't been around my whole life. I've talked to my biological pops twice on the phone since I've been alive. I've seen him in person once, and it was the day I graduated high school. I never forget that day because there was this allure about who my pops was. Like, you know what I'm saying? They said my pops was a slider. He did this. He made money. He made all this money. He did this. He did that. He did that. And even when I worked jobs, people would see me and be like, "Who's your dad?" And I'd be like, "My dad is so and so." Like, "Oh, you look just like him. Your dad was blah 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 blah." Okay, cool. My pops can't really tell me much of anything. So the same thing Surf is saying, this is the part that I agree with. My pops really can't tell me much of anything. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Why? Because he barely know how to be a functional adult in society. He has been locked up for a long time, multiple times, multiple stretches. So my my pops is about to be in his 60s now, and he barely know how to work his cell phone. He barely know how to manipulate Facebook and social media. So, and he got 16 kids, by the way. My pops got at least 16 kids. And I'm not joking, that's a real number. 16 kids. And I'm the middle child on his side. I'm the oldest on my mom's side. On his side, I'm like somewhere in the middle towards the end. Something like that. And I got four sisters with the same name. Straight up. That's crazy. Yes, it's crazy. It sounds crazy. It's crazy. That's how I look. I understand what Surf talking about. And maybe one day I'll tell y'all life stories, but not right now. Anyway, him, my pops, he can't tell me nothing about being a father. He can't tell me, I'm sorry, he can't tell me nothing about it. Only thing he could tell me is that I wish I did better. I wish, and that's all he could say when I talked to him on the phone a couple years ago. I wish I could have been a better father to all my kids. But all I told him is that, look, gang, all you could do is put your best foot forward today. You might have messed up with your kids. And this is the advice I gave him. You might have messed up with your kids, but you got grandkids now. Try to have a relationship with your grandkids. That's the type of shit you need to be doing. So I will say that is that my pops can't tell me nothing. He can't. He can't tell me how to go clock in for a job. He can't tell me, hey son, like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta push through, persevere. Like, he can't tell me none of that stuff because whenever it got, you know what I'm saying, he was locked up. And when he wasn't locked up and he was out here, he turned tail. Can't tell me much of nothing. He can't tell me. Now, are there some things he could teach me? Sure. There's probably some life stuff he could teach me. Sure, absolutely. But what he can't teach me is how to be a better man. He can't teach me how to be a better father. And that, my friends, is the lesson that I learned from him, is that everything that he does, if I don't do that, I'm going to be okay. And that's the philosophy that I've adopted. That's the mantra that I've adopted. So, shit, dare I say, I'm a great father. I'm a damn good father. Sometimes I feel bad because I can't do enough sometimes, but it's all good. We do what we can. We do it. But I'm damn good. You know what I'm saying? And like, what can my dad tell me about being married? He got 16 kids. And I don't think any of them have the same mother. What can he tell me about being married? Nothing. Not a damn thing besides, yeah, I wish I would have sat down with so and so. Okay. I'm glad I'm here. But you know what I'm saying? It's all good. But anyway, that's it. We ain't gonna get too sentimental no more. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. W Storytime Hodge in the building. That's all I got, man. I'm out. Peace out. Oh, before we go, make sure y'all go check out Hot 97. Go watch the whole interview with them. Don't go on Twitter and just watch a little piece of a clip. Go on their Hot 97. Go on their page. Go watch the Tsu Surf interview. Um, Go do your research on who Tsu Surf is as a human. I would definitely recommend listening to his music. Surf, if you see this, I fuck with you. Like, ain't no bigger surf fan than me. I'm telling y'all. First and man,